All right, all right, all right, all right. Here we are again. This is a special episode of Out of the Mud. Here we go. This is Out of the Mud presents Did You Know and Are You Listening? And who we have here? Another Flint native. One of the legends of Flint. Mr. Inspire himself, Mr. Eric Patrick Thomas.
Woo!
How's it going,
Lovely, man. Today is a beautiful day here in Flint, Michigan. Finally made it down here, man. Finally made it down here.
I appreciate it. We thank you that you came, man. This is a lovely thing. It's really lovely that you came and showed up.
We've been talking about this for a while, so that's why I called you and I was like, yo, can you come down to the studio? Today's the day.
Yeah, about a year and a half we've been talking about this.
Yeah,
And today is the day.
today is the day. Just it appears.
So what's going on in your world, man? Tell us about something. Give us something.
Get some good news.
Whatever news you want to tell
Man,
us.
you know, like, man, the world's been blessed, just recently, a week ago, I was one of the recipients of the Moving Flint Forward grant right here in Flint. It's our third attempt to try and get grants. So I'm really excited about that. Super excited about that. I appreciate everybody that's helped out, like with feedback, consulting, mentoring, whatever it was. We finally got it. I was so excited. I was doing wheelchair spins, just like, man, it feels good. It's a good feeling to be able to just accomplish that and have some grant money to help the business, help the Inspire brand.
That's amazing. That's awesome, man.
I'm grateful for it, man.
Yeah, you deserve it. You've been putting the work in. How long have you been doing this?
Well, the grant process.
No, I'm talking about your organizations, the things that
Oh,
you've done.
man, forever, for life. I mean, after injury, I got out of the hospital in '98.
So
And so
1998, you got out of the
1998,
hospital.
yep, March 20th, 1998. After getting shot and paralyzed and having to relearn how to talk, to breathe without a machine. Everything, bro. I was communicating with eye blinks and tongue clicks, man. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 months. September 20th to March 20th. Came out home and was like, all right, what are we gonna do? You know, you're just learning. I was 20 years old. And you just have to relearn stuff. You know what I mean? Find your resources, find the people. You just have to rebuild.
Okay.
And especially this is the first time I was now in the disability community. I used to like volunteer and things like that with like Special Olympics.
Okay.
But then like now I'm on the other side of the advocacy too.
Right.
And you just start to learn your rights. So you start to learn about like ADA, you just start to learn about certain things. Um it's a constant. I would say that this race is not like, it's just, I feel like I'm running every day.
So it's a marathon. Huh?
Like it's more than, what do they call it, triathlons?
Oh wow.
Something that just keeps going. It's like the treadmill that just, because it is, and a lot of it's a lot of advocacy because
but when did you officially create an organization or get connected to an organization and start doing the work?
The Disability Network in '98, like a month after I got home, Mr. Zelli. Okay. And this is interesting too, because I was stubborn about getting a wheelchair accessible van. I was like, oh, I just get transferred to the passenger side. Okay. You know, I don't need a wheelchair accessible van, but that got old quick. You know, I can remember going to Disability Network, meeting Mr. Zelli, and he was like, you may not think of it now, but you'll be able to accomplish everything that you want to if you just get involved. And involved, I didn't know exactly what he meant at that, but I was like, I'm gonna roll with it. Okay. You know, let's do it. Let's do it. You know, going from a hip hop stage to a different stage, another stage.
Yeah.
It just took me to just a different stage. And so I was like, all right.
Now how engaged and in depth were you in the hip hop scene? What was going on?
Since elementary.
Yeah, but like how impactful were you in that? Did you do a lot? Did you have albums and music and things out? Did you go on like tours and stuff?
Well, we had like in elementary, with like, what got me was Run DMC, Beastie Boys, LL Cool J, you know, that kind of era. And we would just write, you know, based on maturity of what you're influenced with and what your neighborhood is and the people. And then middle school, my friend Justin and I, we did music and stuff. Sometimes we went off instrumentals. We wrote our own songs
Okay.
to the instrumental. And then high school, there were different people. My friend Trey, we had a group called Connections, and we
So
did
you were really
collaboration
into it.
with.
You were deep
Yeah,
in the
hip hop
game.
was definitely a real with me. Watching beats break into
Wait, hold on, man. What you talking? What you know
yeah,
about? Come on.
beats break one, break into electric. I even Wild Style, Cold Crush Groove. Come on now.
So you trying to say that you a hip hop head?
Oh yeah, remember back in the day with the ghetto blasters and the cardboard?
Yeah,
Yeah, we used to break up the cardboard and do
yeah.
bag
So you used to break that. You were a b-boy.
all day. I had the Adidas, the Run DMC
My
Adidas.
goodness.
Of the time that I saw the Adidas, I had a pair of shell toes almost to since last year. I
Mm,
probably still have a pair of white shell toes that's in the closet, but
okay.
I can't really put them on because they kinda, with my paralysis, it could suffocate it could cause some pressure wounds on the feet, but
Say it'll look good, but it wouldn't be good.
yeah, it would look good, but it wouldn't be good for my physical body. But yeah, I mean, I followed that. Like, it was just,
So
I
it
don't know.
was a part of your life. So when you had the injury, it really affected you.
Yeah, I mean, it was a part. I Music's always been like a part. Like, even like musicals, my aunt's big in musicals.
Okay.
So she would play records, and I would like jump on the bed and like perform and things like that. Like the Music Man was like one of her favorites, so she used to play the original Music Man and stuff. And I just like the way wordplay was. The same with Dr. Seuss books. My mom read Dr. Seuss books with me, or Mother Goose. I just like the way wordplay was. And when I heard hip hop, I was like, wow, that's like wordplay. It's just something that I just like. Look at us. The time you were setting this up, you and I were just making up
So
songs out of the
we made
fly.
about 3 or 4
We
songs
did.
in the process of.
We did. And like I just enjoy that stuff. And then like create like design, create.
Mhm.
And then with the hip hop stuff, I wanted my own clothing brand. Like I used to wear my shirt inside out and visualize my name backwards. Sire, Cire. And then now here I am, I got Inspire, and that's my name backwards.
Mhm.
The P is the backwards C, Cire, in the word Inspire. I didn't know it until I was filing for the trademark. I had tunnel vision. I looked at it, I was like, wait a minute, my name is in the word Inspire. ERI backwards C. Yeah. I was just like, wow. Like so many years later, here it is. So I felt like this brand has been waiting for me to get to it, be mature or something to be able to really know how to take care of it. And the brand started in 2013.
So Inspire brand,
Yes,
you've
sir.
been running since
Since
2013.
2013, the business was 2011 in November. Easy Awareness by Design is the business,
Okay.
and then Inspire started in 2013. I usually wear Inspire on my shirt when I went to go speak, whatever. And then we just saw how people like took towards it, like how it reacted to them. And we were like, we got to make it public. And we just started doing it. That was just, that's how it happened. It wasn't something that was planned. It just happened. It just waited for me to catch up to it.
Now you're there.
Now I'm there.
So the brand, with the Inspire brand, how far of a reach has it
Global,
gone?
global. We've had people in, yeah, from continents to countries to cities to provinces. Yeah, it's global. We had it like at the Paralympics,
Okay.
um, New Zealand, and I've done a lot of the podcast shows
Okay.
where they wear it. They have it, you know. And then it reached such an area, even opened the door to go out to LA to be like not on charge, to be a guest, like guest person to go there.
Okay.
This shit
So
was
you've
like
been on Shark Tank?
on Shark Tank, but I was there watching
So you're
as like
behind
a
the scenes, like
yeah.
you were there. How did that happen? What was going on there?
Damon John. When Damon John came to Flint,
Talking
remember,
about Mr. Fubu?
sir.
Stop, man.
Yeah, too is in the business plan when before I started the business because I was going to do a lifestyle plan. I said, man, I really got to meet Damon John because he seems like this is the right person to talk to on what I'm going to do with the brand. I don't even know what I'm going to. The Inspire brand wasn't there yet, so
Okay.
I didn't even know. And then 1 year anniversary of my business, he's coming to my college
Mm,
to speak at the Coney, at Coney. She's part of the education. She's the one that brought me here. And Mr. Shank, I started the business, so they, like talked to him and just said, there's somebody I want you to meet. After I went this speech, then I went back and we talked, chopped it up for a little bit, and
okay.
he said, "Hey, let's stay in touch." I've heard that from many people. Like, how do I?
No,
Let's stay in
man.
touch. They go back, they never heard of you or
Can't
never,
can't
yeah.
wait to leave.
You think somebody or the headphones? This is some real stuff. The headphones about to fall off.
Okay. So you put the top up. Yeah.
There you go. Okay, good. All right. So yeah, we talked and he said, let's stay in touch. So on social media, we stayed in touch on Twitter. We
Okay.
just started following each other. We started complimenting each other. The nights that Shark Tank was on, I would go on Twitter and I would just like share and promote and get like feedback and stuff.
Mm,
And we just like, he started following me. He was thinking like, who's this guy? Who is this guy? And then he started following me in the designs and the story. And then eventually the Damon John Academy came to Michigan. And he texted me and was like, hey man, you should go down there and go check it out. And I was like, all right, cool. We went there and we checked it out. It was real cool. At the door of it, like where people register to come in,
right.
he had our picture that we took at my college. The same thing that's on my profile page, that picture. And then we did the academy, and then that Monday, I think it was St. Patrick's Day, we started a Shopify page. We started putting Inspire stuff on there and started making sales. And then a few months later, Demon made a purchase for like just him and his family.
Okay.
And then that was exciting. And then um, and then I was fundraising to start fundraising for like parts of my band, or maybe it was insurance or something. And then that was June 13th on a Friday. Bro,
Man, on my birthday,
oh yeah,
on the day that I came into the plant, to
yeah.
this frequency.
That's when Inspired Friday started.
Oh,
Because he said, "Hey, go to social media. I just wrote a post." And I went out there. He wrote a whole page about just like what he thought of me and stuff. He called me brand of inspiration
13th.
on June 13th. It was Friday. I
Wow.
think it was 2014. Like, fact check that.
Wow.
And that's when Inspired Friday started. So everybody was like really excited. Every Friday from there, we would say, "What inspires you?" We go on Twitter, we go on Facebook, and just hashtag Inspired Friday. So he's like, "Hey, happy Inspired Friday. What inspires you?"
Oh, wait a minute. We got somebody said, "Tell me, boy, ask him which one of the five families is he from?" Just kidding. Thanks for the show. So I guess he's saying you're part of mine. So he want part of which part of hey, no, which part of the family are you from?
The faith,
Faith
the faith family.
family. Yeah.
That's how I'm here, man.
Well, give him a scripture he can't refuse.
Oh man, no, I, no. The faith is with 100%, man. That's I pray all the time. But, I wouldn't be here talking to you.
Yeah.
Um,
So you ended up from all that, ended up going to uh, the Shark Tank being filmed.
yes, and Damon having come out there and I took my dad and my caregiver.
Okay,
Yeah,
that was cool.
took care of it.
Y'all built a relationship.
We have a strong relationship. Yeah, I really have really never pitched anything to him. The only thing is when I was fundraising for the last band, I just asked him to look over the proposal, the campaign. And then he was like, "Hey man, like, can you get on the phone tomorrow?" And he was like, "I want to like maybe I can get one of my team members to help you out,
Okay.
for the rest of it." But I don't pitch to him. I don't say, "Hey, man, do this." No, we just talk. We do dad jokes. That's it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
he's an older brother.
Okay.
We both like, we like the same thing. He was when I was listening to hip hop, he was there on tour with them, you know, with those.
Okay. Gotcha. Now let's look. Let's bring it back home. Um, you invited me to an event before it was a veteran.
Oh yeah,
No,
it's coming up in July. I wish I knew the exact date.
yeah,
It's Salute Our Warriors, right?
you got to remind everybody what it is and remind them of the family, your connection.
It's the Kassab family. They put it on over at the Daily Kassab Estate, which is Seattle's business partner. Easy awareness, Eric is the African awareness by design. Yeah, the Chaldean family.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
it's not a house. It's an estate.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
That's where his brother was living at the time too.
it was nothing but the best,
It
best
is.
hospitality.
It is
They had
a salute.
helicopters flying
They
in.
did, and they had people coming in, the generals
Yeah,
that were getting honored. I mean,
yeah,
it is a salute to our warriors. They're very, very all about the USA, American, because they understand coming from another country what great freedom they have here.
yeah. You
They
know,
really,
this is a country of immigrants, and the incredible thing to me, not to cut you off, was that the history of the South Asian community in American war
yeah,
it was impactful.
yeah. I mean, it's a beautiful event for to pay homage to people that are in service or out of service, like that fought for us, gave their life for us. You know, where I have right now to be here talking.
Yeah,
I mean, like, you can't say thank you enough. So it's at least a nice event to give like that big thank you,
yeah,
that beautiful gratitude to say
and I'm
thank you.
appreciative of it. I appreciate you inviting me. You know, me being a veteran myself, combat zone veteran myself, and knowing that there's stuff like that going on across the state. I can't wait till veterans and now gets to that level of
Yeah,
event. Our 10th year this year, 5th year for the military, still trying to get funding together. It's very difficult for me. It's been difficult to get support and funding. You
mhm.
know, people will participate, but they ain't no funding to help the movement. Um, but it's amazing. I'm just appreciative of all that and thankful.
Maybe there's a way to do it. Amen to that.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll talk about it. Maybe there's a way to just raise money for the funding, like getting donations from restaurants or places, and then you just have an auction.
it's me
Or
because I don't like asking. Like,
you gotta
how long? So let me do it again.
mm,
So, would you say we're
very close.
close? Okay. So you know me a little bit. You know,
I do,
yeah.
but
So
that's okay. I can break that mold a little bit. Chisel this a little bit. Hey, George, you gotta ask. You know, you you got to. It's okay. It is okay to ask people for help. It does not show weakness. It just shows actually it's humility. You know? And that's what you want. You just gotta be like, hey, I need help. I need help, whether it's monetary, physically, mentally, or just someone to come over, someone to call me, any of that stuff. Don't be afraid to ask for help. It does not mean that you're weak. It's just showing that you need help. We all need help here.
yeah.
We all need help. I'm telling you, when I got out of the hospital, we had to fundraise for that wheelchair van. You're gonna learn. You need help. I'll be able to move from the neck down. So I need some help. I gotta have help for everything, even to scratch my face or it's my eye, it's just any of that stuff. So you gotta rely on people, you gotta rely on help. You just gotta it's one of those things. I was a very independent person, but you know what? With all that I have, I'm super independent.
Right. Oh man, you're one of the hardest working people that I know.
I appreciate it.
Period. Like you are an avid reader and are a you study and you research stuff. Like, Um, sometimes
Yeah.
I think you work for the NSA or the CIA or something like that. Because you just know stuff that you folks would think that anybody would know. But part of that, just going into a human part of it, is like
Mhm.
that's part of the reason I probably don't act, because when I look like Big G, we lost Big G
God rest his
about a
soul.
year ago. And so, he had mobility issues also.
Yeah.
And, you and him are some close people to me. So I try not to. Y'all do so much, and y'all don't ask for a whole bunch. You ask for the minimum, in my perspective.
Mhm.
So it's like I my issues aren't necessarily the barriers of functionality. So I just need to figure it out. So if Eric can figure it out and Big G can figure it out, then stop planning and just figure it out. That's how I go about, like,
I get it. And we learn from people. We learn from their experience. We learn from their testimony. That's why it's great. Make sure you say, never be afraid to share your story. You might save a life.
right.
It's better than that.
Yeah.
It's better than holding back your story when you could have just said certain words. One word saved a life. How how much is that? Like, isn't that worth everything?
Impactful, man.
So that's why I don't hold back sharing what happened, but sharing my story, even the forgiveness part. Like that's another thing too. When they're like, "Wow, you forgave who shot you or who shot you," forgiven's given, man. Like I don't. I I pray that they find their way or they whatever it is that they find faith. They find
Was
but
there any point that you felt that to where, like, you were upset and mad and angry?
I did. You know what it was? It was more like the detective work. It was easier to forgive the shooter of who shot me than the detective work that was going on. And I really didn't understand that I was had a little anger to it until I watched my own self on video, and I was like, "Wow." And when I watched myself on video, I was like I asked God for forgiveness of it. I was like, "Man, I did not know I forgive." Like, I didn't I ask for forgiveness every night. I go to sleep with forgiveness, but I didn't know that I was like that. This is in the early 2000s. So I watched myself and I was like, "Wow, that's not that I don't need to do that." I wanna make sure that forgiven is given, it's given. When I say forgive, that means it is cut off toward their ship has sailed just like that's it. Not going back on it. Um, the only thing that I hope for is that it didn't happen to someone because you don't know what's going on in the person that shot you. They could have been on drugs, they could have been drunk. They might not have physically meant to try to kill you, even though a lot of the bullets were aiming towards me, but you have no idea till someone to pull it. It takes a lot to pull a
Did you
trigger.
ever find out?
No, we never found out. We never found out, but it does take a lot to want to end someone's life. Like that, I mean, you're showing up at the person's function, our music function, we were celebrating and take that opportunity. And while my back is turned too, that's the thing. I was facing my back, they came from behind me, shot me in the neck, and the other one traced the back of the skull.
Mm.
Yeah, I still got the bullet in my third or fourth vertebrae.
So they were literally trying to get rid of
Yeah,
they shoot you in the head.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, I mean, and there wasn't any beef style, there wasn't any type of, drug deal, none of this stuff, you know what I mean? It's just, I don't know, there was so much good that happened from it too, so,
Yeah,
it
you one of the most positive people I know. Look, hey, you send me affirmations and all kinds of stuff, man, and you are a motivator to and for me, and I appreciate our friendship. I'm very
I
thankful
appreciate
for
you
that,
too, man.
and because I still have anger issues, I still hold a lot of stuff. So you saying that forgiveness stuff, I do,
Yeah,
and my stuff. If we were to put it in a silo
but
and compare it, I can't say it's as intense as what you're living. I just have I have to I need help with forgiveness.
We all do. That's why the whole thing of the fruit tree gotta be pruned
Mm.
to grow good fruit, and we've all been there. Like, this isn't just something that happened the next day and I'm like this. This is growth.
Right.
This is growth and learning, taking the hits, getting back up, finding joy, the fruits of the spirit, like, trying to just figure it out, trying to just get into the motion of just, living by the spirit, guided by the spirit, making sure people that see you in public, in the community, say, "Wow, that person's got good fruit."
Mm.
That there's something about that person. Knowing that, I wanna be that. I wanna stay that way.
Mm.
I wanna speak the truth.
Gotcha. I know you can't. It's just we're running out of time. But the Inspire brand and just your journey of your story, how far has that taken? Have you spoken about Congress before?
Yep, I've spoken in front of House and Senate. I've been to DC. We saved internet radio for a while too.
Okay.
Yeah, like, wouldn't you like all this stuff right now? We went uh, I had a radio station
Mhm.
called the Miz Radio, streetlevel.biz.
And this is this is under your current situation with having barriers
Oh, yeah, paralyzed me like that for sure.
with a radio station,
For the
with
radio
a
station,
clothing line,
internet radio.
with
I
a
didn't have it.
business, w- traveling all over the country in
Yeah,
front of Congress,
yeah.
and not just laying down and saying, "Woe is me."
No, you know what though? You bring up a good point. There's people that advocated for me
Mm.
to have this life too. They tied themselves to buses. They
Mhm.
crawled up the Capitol steps.
Oh, wow.
They sacrificed their body for Medicare cuts.
Mm.
Like, no,
Mm.
don't touch it. We have lives. We're people. We have the right to have dignity. We have the right to have a good quality of life.
Right,
No nursing homes, living independently,
right.
having the people that we want to take care of us, getting the food, enjoying life like everybody else has that opportunity too.
Mm.
They're the ones. So all those people that came before
Mhm.
me, they're the ones. We
Yeah,
pay homage to that.
yeah,
We pay homage to that. We're warriors. They
absolutely.
were warriors. We're warriors.
Sure.
We have to be the advocates for the people that are going to be in the future. We advocate and we show homage to the people of the past that helped us pave the way for us.
Mhm.
I'm here now to do the same exact thing they did for me. Pay respect to them, advocate for the present, but blaze the trail for the future.
Wow.
Because the future is going to happen. But if we can make that future better for them, for their quality of life, so that they have the care, they have the access, whether it's school, work, go to business, get married, have relationships, go out, whatever it is,
Right.
go to church, worship,
The
whatever,
best quality of life
the
that a
best quality
person
of
can
life,
have
the best quality of life.
with the resources available.
Right. That's a good point too. Don't hold back your resources. You may have just stopped the resource for that person could have received, and their life could have changed forever. Don't hold, help people grow, help them live, help them be humane. When you see people, and you know that the resource you have or something you have, whether it's Michigan Rehab Service, whether it's a grant, whether it's like Department of Economic Development
What about voting?
or voting, any of that, like help, like just tell the person, you don't have to give context, like connect the bridge to them if you can,
Mhm.
because their life could change. You could change their whole life from better, not bitter. The quality could be amazing, and only because that's a seed, because
Mhm.
you just planted one seed that's gonna grow into a jungle, into a forest, man. You
Okay.
know, there's
Yeah.
gonna be a lot of things that, like, you go out in this world, you probably are never gonna see. Like like, it grow. You're not. But all the time, every day, just think about it. Think about your actions, think about your words. Words are so powerful. I didn't know one of the quotes when I got the Inspire, I was just like watching people, kids, when I was out of school, and I was like, I never knew how powerful words could be until I wore it on a shirt. I was like, "They're so powerful." And I'm not perfect, so trust me, I say my words. But
Good.
I'm more conscious about the things I do today, but it's all learning. I
So
had to get
mindfulness.
somewhere. I had to I had to go through the mud to where I'm at today,
Mud out
out
the
of the
mud.
mud, so
No.
and I still have a lot of physical limitations, like, get breakdown. Right now, I'm still healing a wound since May, but I'm able to get in my chair. That's the blessing. I'm not on the bed rest for 250 days. But you remember that. You remember that, and I'm in the hospital.
Yeah.
Remember my lungs collapsed, June 11th of 2018? That was I was intubated. I had the tubes in my mouth. I had to breathe on a machine for 15 days.
Was that before or after we did the barbecue ribs and stuff? When my brother was there?
Oh, it was after.
It was after.
Yeah, it was after. Yep, it was after. But in voting, it was very interesting. We had such disconnection. World, you gotta listen to this. George and I have some type of spiritual connection when it comes to voting. I have been to my polling location. We go to the same polling location.
Right.
Almost every time I go, all of a sudden I hear, "Go eat."
Right.
And I'm like, this is George.
And not playing.
And it's not planned. In fact, I used to go like after 5 and stuff. The last time I went, it was in the afternoon, remember? 1 o'clock. And who did I see? There's George. Yo, E. In fact, remember what you did for me? My
What?
machine that I vote on, and that's a whole nother segment, just my right to vote. Like how long it took, 21 years to go private,
Let's make that part two.
private and
Because
independent, for sure.
you're at
We'll make some chapters, bro.
time.
We'll make some chapters. I was at my machine where I vote. It was right next to the tabulator, the where people put their ballots at. And I was like, "How am I gonna" and what George did is he basically turned his back to me, like, created like a wall, and other people helped out, so they created a shield so that I could vote private independent where nobody could see what I was doing. It was
Yeah,
really sweet.
still vote.
It was really cool. Um,
If the equipment and the technology is here, then it needs to be set up to where you can use it the way it's supposed to be, so you can have your constitutional rights protected. Period. That's it.
yeah, it's so funny. I know it took like 21 years to vote private independently. And if you watch my YouTube video, I remember coming out of the thing and I had the sticker and I was like, oh, that's right. I got the vote. And I said these words. These are the words I said. I told you I was never, never, never gonna have to go through that again. And guess what? I ate those words 2 years later.
Man.
Yep. Remember those words. That's what I'm saying. I I celebrated, but I think there was a little pride that came out of the celebration. But what happened 2 years later? 2 years later, I was dealing with the still similar issues. So. But it was good last time. I mean, I know that it was by the tabulator. Other than that, I was able to vote private and independent.
So, real quick, what do you have? Anything coming up in the near future that you want to share and that you want people to know about? Uh, and when we're gonna
I'm not sure when it would happen again. Probably like on a Saturday. I'll let you know. Uh, it could be next Saturday.
we
You know.
normally we have a 6:30 to 7:30 show, so it would have to be before or after that.
Okay, okay. We'll figure it out. The other thing too is what's going on right now. Well, we have the Inspired Stuff at the Flint Farmers Market. Thank you. Great relationship with the Flint Farmers Market. They've been very
Shout out to the
supportive.
Flint Farmers Market.
Shout out. Yes. Yeah, we have the Inspired Stuff at Shops in Saginaw where 100K is inside the Biden building. Really cool. Make sure you guys go there. Go look at all the entrepreneurs in there. There's probably over 50 entrepreneurs that are right here in Flint, right inside Shops in Saginaw on the Biden building. Right there in Jersey, second and Saginaw.
Go support local business.
Yes, and then also we're inside the Jesse Health System. Yeah, that's where it's in the old bank college. VIP Marketplace is over at the old bookstore, so they put the Inspired there. And then we have Inspired stuff at the Flint Bishop Airport. This is just our county. And then my shop, we're getting into an Inspire Micro Store inside Goodwill
Okay.
off Miller Road. And that's with the help of the grant. And also with the help and support of Michigan Rehab Service. So that's another resource out there. People that have a disability and they're looking out for employment or to support their small business with the Michigan Rehab Service. You're inside the Michigan Works Building. Start your individual plan of service, HEPOS.
Okay.
That's the thing. So I mean, so that's the excitement that's going on right now. One of the things we're getting with the grant first is inventory, so we can stock up and get ready for the summer. There's gonna be a lot going on here, a lot of events. You know how downtown is. So
you see how busy it is right now.
Yeah, it's wait till it gets really hot. When it starts getting hot,
hardly no parking here now.
I know. So it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Let's have a good summer, peaceful summer. Let's go out there and support other businesses that are in the area. Make sure you watch Out of the Mud and share it. It's on social media.
All platforms.
All platforms. All platforms.
Like,
yeah. And then those are some of the most exciting things that I'm excited about right now. Just because I just got help last week, so I'm taking my time to do this correctly. I never had a grant like this before, so it's like, okay, it's installments too. That's the thing too. But yeah, we're just nope. The last part is the third part of the installment is a reimbursement.
Well, at least
but the first two parts, that's right. That's what I'm saying. Inventory.
Yeah.
We get the inventory, then we put the product out to make the sales. We'll have the money for the reimbursement part.
It's not a failure grant.
It's not. No, that's the thing. If it was reimbursement first, that would change the whole thing. Right. You're right.
Right. This grant that we won, it was a regular next day. Well, it's a yeah.
Well, I've been there. I filled out one for the state of Michigan for Small Business Association. I think that's what it was. And I went to the classes. I did the online class and everything, and then all of a sudden they said, "Oh, this is a reimbursement thing." And I was like, and it wasn't guaranteed because we didn't follow. So it was too risky.
Right.
It was too risky. I said, I'm going to walk away from this.
That's what we did.
That's what I did. But the classes were cool. At least I got to do some networking and really cool classes and stuff. But experience, yeah, you learn. So those are some of the exciting things. I just spoke in Kalamazoo last Thursday at the Self-Determination Conference. I'm very happy about that. That was cool. I like to do speaking. I haven't done any new recordings at the D-Man studio. Danny, as you were talking about, out of the Warriors. They also have the D-Man Foundation, and that's where they have the Barrier Music Therapy Recording Studio, where people with disabilities record with their abilities for assistive technology. You know about it. I brought you. I had you.
We're gonna have to get some folks to come here and do another show.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then don't forget a lot of the D-Man stuff with the helicopters and Dreams Come True on Woodward, where we get transferred out of our wheelchairs and into convertible cars and hit the Woodward Dream Cruises.
It'd be great to bring even for the veteran event or stuff. Bring people on and
yeah. Yeah, we have to we just got to connect with Z more to.
Yeah, and even if you can't show up, we can also do the virtual where you're here and
Oh, that's true. Yeah. So I mean, those are some of the exciting things that are coming up. But it's like the main thing is just making sure people. I don't know, just let them know that I'm grateful for everybody that's helped out. I just have an immense amount of gratitude and people that's been there. I don't know, you know me. I've been home for 27 years. September 20th will be 28 years since I got shot. There's been a lot of accomplished, a lot of life, and a lot of people's lives. So much. I wouldn't change it though. If I had to push a button, I'd just go outside and do the same thing. I don't want to. I don't want to have to experience the hospital and rehab again. But look at us. I mean, I met you. I might not have ever met you. I can't not risk that going back and setting life back. You know, I can't do that, and I've met a lot of really good people. I have an amazing team, like caregivers and business and everything. Like care for me and my family. Like it didn't happen overnight. This is just something that builds and builds. Is there setbacks? Yes. Is there a way to go move forward? Yes. But you do have to keep moving forward as you can. Do you fail? Yes. But fail, grow. Fail. You gotta have failure to grow. You can,
Afraid of
no,
failure.
you can't be afraid of failure. And I have failed, and I've dropped the ball, and I haven't called people back. People on social media wonder where I am, and then I'm like, I don't have any excuse. It's just that I get busy, and people get busy, and sometimes I just forget. So if anybody's out there that's
Or
trying to
you might
get a hold of me on
might be going
social
through a
media,
barrier.
exactly. If anybody's been trying to get hold of me on social media, and I didn't get back with you. I just been trying to really figure out this grant stuff and putting all the work and like, you know, I will get back with you if I did say something, but you know,
I know you're trying to cram everything up into
I
this
know.
time period,
But
but
we've been
you
talking
are
about this for
always
like a
welcome
year and a half,
to.
man. So
I know.
we finally did it. I know every time I see James at the office, he'd be like looking at me like, I see you down here. I'm like, I'll be down there one of them days.
You're not.
What you
I
gonna do?
told him he was coming. He was
He was probably excited. He's probably watching now like he did it. He
yeah,
did it. This is the goal
yeah.
accomplished.
Waiting on that.
We've been waiting. Yeah, it's good. I love it. It's nice sound too. Man, I love I can hear myself in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Think about it.
it's beautiful. It's downtown Flint. Skyline is great. You know, I can't wait till there's like events going on. People out there, the sun is shining. Just we got to find the beauty in everything. That's right. Find the lesson, find the beauty, and keep it moving.
For sure. For
Right
sure.
out of the mud.
Out of the
That's right. Yeah, beautiful.
and this has been Out of the Mud presents Did You Know and Are You Listening? And this has been Mr. Inspire, who stopped in and gave us a great, great, and we're